Jeg er også da Maria Medios Jørstad, jeg er daglig leder i Talent Norge. Og vi har sammen med Norsk Tipping og NFI og flere andre programmer jobbet med like muligheter innenfor kunst og kultur, spesifikt siden 2018. Og nå, for denne neste runden, så har vi også fått med oss et samarbeid med Sparebankstiftelsen DNB og med Olympiatoppen, så vi kan løfte dette programmet inn i en enda større sammenheng. Det vil bli følgeforskning på det, det vil bli flere samlinger, det vil komme et helsetilbud som vi kan tilby i samarbeid med Olympiatoppen og så videre, sånn at dette løftes til å bli en toppsatsing på flere områder. Vi har også 52 ulike talentprogrammer som går rundt i hele Norge, og vi inviterer til tverrfaglige samlinger, og jeg håper at de som kommer med i dette programmet blir med på de. Der vil det være komponister, det vil være musikere, filmskapere, så det at man kan bygge seg et solid nettverk av toppkunstnere, topputøvere, som man forhåpentligvis kan ha glede av i en hel karriere fremover. Så jeg vil egentlig bare si løp og søk, send det videre, vi gleder oss til å følge, og gøy å se at så mange er her, det er et godt tegn. Og så har vi fått en fantastisk prosjektleder inn i NFI, Cecilie Stranger Thorsen, så jeg gleder å gi ordet til deg.
Takk for det, Kjersti og Maria. Veldig glad for å se at det er så mange som har kommet hit i dag. Det er jeg som skal ta dere gjennom ettermiddagen og skal starte med å fortelle litt om planene for programmet. Som dere ser så har vi et ganske tett program. Tenker det er fredags ettermiddag. Vi holder det litt på inspirasjonsfokus. Men vi er her helt til 4, og hvis dere har noen spørsmål i etterkant så er det bare å ta kontakt. Så ja, og så kommer eventet er jo på norsk, men vi har flere engelske speakers, så da kommer de til å bli introdusert på engelsk, og hvis det er noen her som føler seg mer komfortabel med å stille spørsmål på engelsk til slutt, så er dere hjertelig velkommen til det. Skal vi se. Vi har vært litt inne på det allerede. Up 3.0 er en videreføring av Up og Up 2.0, som Norsk Filminstitutt gjør sammen med Talent Norge og Norsk Tipping. Og jeg er ansatt på Norsk Filminstitutt som prosjektleder for prosjektet. Og senere så skal vi også høre litt om suksessene og erfaringene fra Up 2.0 når René skal snakke om det, så det kommer vi tilbake til. Men Up 3.0, det er jo det alle dere sitter her og lurer på. Hva er det egentlig som inngår i programmet, og hvordan kan jeg søke? Merk dere denne lenken. Der finner dere hele utlysningsteksten. Nå kommer jeg til å gå gjennom litt sånn overskrifter og hovedkriterier i dag. Men der kan dere lese alt mellom linjene og alle små ting som følger med. Kjersti var litt inne på det, og Maria også. Målsettingen med programmet er å øke andelen kvinner i spillbransjen, og det tenker vi jo å gjøre på 2 måter, delvis ved å styrke de 8 deltakerne i programmet, men også selvfølgelig ved at de 8 som løftes frem og gjør synlige, også blir forbilder for andre kvinner som ønsker å komme inn i bransjen. Så det å jobbe med forbilder og styrke de som er med i programmet er hovedfokus. Vi tror at en mer mangfoldig utvikling kommer til å skape bedre spill som er mer relevante for de som skal kjøpe de. Det ligger på en måte til grunn for alle Up-programmene, og også for Up 3.0. Og som vi har vært litt inne på, det langsiktige målet er å skape flere fagsjefer, eller at de som er med i programmet kan ta neste steg i karrieren sin. Så programmet, liksom delene i programmet som er litt sånn greit å ha med seg. Det blir 5 samlinger, datoene for de er allerede satt, så det på en måte kan man skrive inn i kalenderen sin når man søker, så man er helt sikker på at man får det med. Og det kommer også til å bli sånn digitale mellomtreff, sånn at man holder fast i det som deltakerne selv har søkt seg inn med som målsetting. For det er jo deltakerne som bestemmer, ok, hvor er jeg nå, hva er det som er det neste steget for meg, og hva trenger jeg egentlig, hva må jeg gjøre selv, og hva trenger jeg av programmet for å komme dit. Og for å komme dit så har vi en ganske fet pakke som man får. Man får coaching av Talent Norge, som vi skal høre litt om senere. Og coachingen går rettet mot det mer individuelle, de individuelle målene. Og så har vi en mentorpott som man får, som går mer mot det faglige. Så man får et personlig stipend på 50 000 kroner, og så får man en mentorpott på 30 000, som man på en måte kan handle tjenester hos de som kan hjelpe en videre i karrieren. Det kan være å åpne dører, eller det kan være å være sparringspartner, eller det som trengs. I tillegg så kommer vi til å ha en del midler til reiser tilgjengelig, og da har vi på en måte tenkt at det som kan være aktuelt å reise til Nordic Game og spillkonventer sammen de 2 årene, begge årene, og at vi gjør en felles stor reise, for eksempel til GDC. Det kan også være et annet sted. Det vil vi diskutere ved oppstart. Så, hvem dette for? Hvem det som deltakerne som blir valgt ut? Det plass til 8 kvinner. Vi retter oss mot produsent, tekniske og kreative funksjoner. Det går fint å søke som selvstendig næringsdrivende eller som ansatt. Og søker må ha en ambisjon om å bli fagsjef eller å ha en ledende posisjon på feltet. Så hvis man selvstendig næringsdrivende, så får man oversette det til sin egen hverdag og finne en målsetning som passer med intensjonen i programmet, rett og slett. Søker må ha utdanning og erfaring eller erfaring fra spillbransjen. Det vil si at det på en måte, dette ikke for de helt nyutdannede, det for folk som har noe å by inn i programmet med, og grunnen til det at mye av det som det programmet handler om, jo også å støtte hverandre, dele erfaringer, bygge hverandre videre. Da det greit å på en måte ha litt med seg i bagasjen. Og det siste kravet at man enten har vært med på å lansere et spill, eller at man har en sentral rolle i noe som holder på å bli produsert nå. Så, hvem bidrar inn? Jeg gjør det. Det kommer til å være jeg som leder programmet og som blir den røde snoren. Jeg skal ikke si så veldig mye om min bakgrunn. Jeg vil bare si at jeg har ledet mange programmer som har hatt både film- og spillfolk i seg, både utviklingsprogrammer og events og workshops. Og dette første gangen som jeg har utelukkende spillutviklere, og det gleder meg veldig til, og jeg tenker det litt sånn på tide at spillbransjen får det samme kompetanseutviklingsfokuset som filmbransjen har jobbet veldig lenge med, at man driver med den type programmer. Talent Norges coach-team, som Kea kommer til å fortelle mer om. Det veldig spennende. Man velger seg altså en egen mentor, og der velger man selv, men vi kommer til å ønske å ha noe sparring i den prosessen, rett og slett fordi at man tenker stort nok. Så at man kanskje ikke velger noen som kan hjelpe en 1 skritt på veien, men kanskje noen som tenker 10 skritt frem. Så det å tenke større kan man godt bruke litt tid på, og også spare med coachen om. Foredragsholdere og innledere, det kommer til å være skreddersydd etter hvem det denne gruppen kommer til å være. Hva målene deres, hva interessene deres, hva har de meldt inn? Så når dere søker, husk å skrive de feteste navnene dere har lyst til å høre på i programmet. Og så det deltakerne selv. Og det må jeg si, etter å ha drevet mange sånne programmer, så må jeg si at det som alltid den største overraskelsen og den gledelige overraskelsen, det det som skjer i rommet. Når man samler folk som har masse kompetanse med seg, og som nysgjerrig på hverandre, så skjer det et eller annet magisk. Folk begynner å finne løsninger mellom hverandre. Og det å søke inn med en slags nysgjerrighet og åpenhet, og også ha lyst til å dele, både oppturer og nedturer, kjempeviktig. Ok, før du søker, så det smart, og det en sånn skrittvis søknad, så du får ikke se hva som kommer, så bare tipser deg om før du begynner på det. Tenk igjennom hva dine individuelle og kreative målsettinger Hvilket prosjekt kan egne seg til å utvikle gjennom programmet? Det må jo være et prosjekt som du får lov til å vise frem av den som eier det. Sjekk at du kan alle datoer. Og jeg tilgjengelig for et kort møte før 1. mars, gjerne i god tid, sånn at ikke alle møter siste dagen før søknadsfrist. Så send en mail til meg eller ring, så kan vi sette opp en liten Zoom-samtale. Så igjen, merk dere hvor søknadsteksten ligger. Det også postet i dette eventet som en post på diskusjonssiden, og ikke minst min mailadresse, så dere kan kontakte meg. Så, da skal vi gå videre til neste post på programmet, og det Emilia Machucha fra We in Games. Sorry, I would introduce you in English, so I'll switch now. Emilia is a co-founder of We in Games, and she also works as a communication professional and branding expert. And she's here because she wanted to talk about networking as a skill that you can train systematically. I think this is very important because one of the main goals of this program is to give the participants an international network. That's why we're going to travel, and to have kind of a systematic mindset as to how to work with this is super important. So I hope we'll get some tips from you, Emilia. Welcome.
Good afternoon. You were right, the light is very strong. I think I understood like half of everything that was said in Norwegian. So, but I'm happy to be here, and I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite topics, networking. I know this is Friday afternoon, so wish me luck that you will listen to me. But I would like to keep this, not just me talking. So please, comment as we go along. This isn't exactly rocket science, so I don't have, anything mind-blowing here to tell you about networking, except what Cecilia already mentioned is that you can regard this as a skill that first you need to have. There's no doubt about that. But also it's a skill that you can learn and become very good at. So who am I? You already kind of explained this. I have a decade's worth of experience in comms and marketing and PR. I worked in agencies, startups. I worked in the public sector, but I've been in tech and games for the past 8 years. And what I do is I nurture brands and communities and try to grow them. And then I network professionally, and I like to introduce people to one another. I've been doing this networking thing since I was a student, because I think I kind of realized back then that I'm very good at talking to people in hallways before events. I'm pretty good at talking to people on the stage, but I'm also very bad at delegating. So that's why I needed to learn how to delegate, and for that I needed to meet people. I needed to know people, and I love people, and I wanted to learn from them, and I wanted to meet a lot of new people. So then I kind of decided that I'm going to do this professionally. That's my goal, and I have been doing that, with a mindset from back in the day. I'm not going to tell you when that was, but anyway, I've been doing this for a while. So I'm going to keep this very simple and brief. Why, how, and who. So, I will try to be concrete, but if I'm not, please let me know. So first, the why. So we should all think about networking as fun, because it's, meeting people. But if it gives you anxiety, then that's very far from fun. But I can give you tips on how to actually enjoy it. You don't have to get overexcited about it like I do. But, if you don't get anxiety, just thinking about it, that's already, I would be very happy with that. So obviously, it can open doors that you never even existed in the first place. So this is a lot about the stuff you don't know what you don't know. So keep that in mind. Also, you might have an impact on the person that you meet and not just the other way around. if you just think about this, that what do I gain from this when I meet these people, or I need to talk to this person because I need something from them. But what if what they need from you? What if they get something from meeting you? Because this kind of goes both ways. This is social interaction, so it's not just, if you just go there with these goals or benefits in your mind, and the ones that you think that you need in this moment, what about what you can give to that other person, or what happens in the future that you don't know anything about? Then there's always the learning thing, but also new perspective. It can be eye-opening to see and listen how weirdly other people think about the same issues, or the same thing, that you have something, you think you don't have anything in common with this person, except this one thing. And that one thing can be anything on this planet, and that's the kind of thing you need to figure out. Also, you might save time, money. I mean, in this industry, if we make mistakes, no one died, so that's kind of good. But also, you probably, if you made a mistake, you lost some money, you lost time, you probably lost your nerves. That's okay. But what if there's another studio that already figured out the thing that you're thinking of figuring out? You have this problem in your game. You don't know how to figure it out. But I'm sure someone else already did. You just need to find that person. And then there's the whole trust thing, which is kind of self-explanatory. Then, how to start? So, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Well, as some clever stranger once discovered, this quote provides the ideal framework for how to start. So you start with a polite greeting, hello, then you introduce yourself. Remember to do this. Also, I tend to notice that a lot of people say their first name. That's okay at your friend's housewarming. But if you're at an industry event, please say your full name. Because I especially in Finland, I meet like a lot of Mikkos. So I don't then your name is Mikko. So was the 3 other dudes before you. Or it can be Teemu, but you know the deal. Then this is how they're going to remember you. You killed my father. The relevant personal link, maybe, don't say that, but, hey, I saw you there at that one thing, and actually it was so cool, or something like that. And then manage expectations, but don't ever undermine yourself. So that's very important. Because I promise you that this really helps you to that they will remember you, and you will remember them. Another pro tip is when they tell you your name, and I mean, you meet 20 people at that event, obviously you're not going to remember all of them. But what I do is I say, hi Lasse, very nice to meet you. My name is Emilia. After I've asked what their name is. So when they tell me that their name is whatever, then I repeat it, and I repeat it kind of to myself. So then it sticks in my brain. Maybe it doesn't, but at least there's a high probability that I will. But yeah. So this, if you don't know how to start, always remember this meme. It's gonna help. Then, how, where? There are a lot of communities that we belong to. Some of them are communities that we don't even think we belong to. So I think I belong in a curly-haired community. How is that going to help me in my career? I hope it has nothing to do with my hair. But there might be something in common with those people in that community. And it's not just, work or hobbies. It can be something like in the middle ground that you belong to. Another tip is, if you feel insecure, just go with someone. Even if that person has nothing to do with the industry, if it's just your personal friend who doesn't work in games, but it helps you if you go there with someone. But remember, you're there to not to hang around with all the people you already know. But if you want to actually get something from this, try to meet at least 2 new people at an event. You can do it. Then this is a pro tip that I heard. I've never used this, but so if it's hard to start a conversation or you don't know what to say or like how are you going to find a common ground, so you can carry something like physically. I mean, maybe not a violin, at an industry event, that's a bit weird, but maybe you have Super Mario earrings. Like, that's going to work. I can guarantee that. So it can be something very concrete, but something that's important to you, because then it helps the other person asking questions. Because I tend to talk a lot, and I hate it myself, and I try to contain it. And how I do it, I ask questions from the other people, the other person. I ask them, who are you? What do you do? What do you like? Because people love to talk about themselves. I mean, I'm here talking about myself. So ask questions. And they can always be work-related, but they can also be something else, like something that happened in society that week, or maybe not the weather, but something else. And then remember that your skill set and experience and expertise is not just what you studied or that you got paid for. It's everything that you learned during your lifetime. So I don't know, if you dance ballet, I guess you heard, routines, or I don't know, you like to write stories at night. Then it means that you're very creative and you know how to be a creative on a regular basis and all of those things. So try to figure out what your skill set is, what you're good at. And there are different types of services online to figure out those things if you don't know what are your strengths. So you can start, just by Googling those and figuring out what's that one thing that sets you aside and the one thing that you can carry around when you build your network. What's the one thing you're very good at that you can share with your network? And then all of these, like where you can meet people or how to build network, and remember that your network is all of the people you know. It's the people you know from school. It's the people you know from voluntary work. It's also your neighbors. Maybe you had a bad date, but you also know that person now. Or it's also your friends' friends. So that's very important. Your friends' friends. You've met them, you know them. They are part of your network. They might not be your friend, but this is a professional setting. They don't have to be your friend, but you know them. And it's okay. It's very much okay to send a message on LinkedIn or Messenger saying, "Hi, Joe, how are you? It was so nice to see you there. By the way, could you please help me with something?" It's perfectly fine. Just do it in a nice way. Be polite. And then this is an actual pro tip. I've used it today. So open your LinkedIn app, everyone, on your phone. If you don't know what this is about, it's much easier to explain if you have the app in your hand. Then go to the home feed, click on the search bar. Remember, this is bad UX. It's very hard to find. A lot of people don't even know that this exists, which is very bad UX from LinkedIn. Then there's this weird little thingy that I circled in my very beautiful drawing skills. You tap on that, and it should open your QR code. As you can see, what I have been searching when I was preparing these slides. Can you find it? Yeah. So then you show this, and I guarantee you the other person is going to be, well, wow, how do you know this? Well, then you can say, oh, have you been using it for years? I actually have, but you know. And then after connecting, so all those people that I've connected in the past 2 days, after this, while I'm in the train, I'll be sending them messages on LinkedIn saying, hi, it was really nice meeting you. Cecilia, we met there, we talked about this and this. Because this way, I remember where I met this person, but they also remember where we met. And then if sometimes we meet again, I can, stalk, like, how do I know this person? But yeah, use this. It's there for a reason. I have no idea why it's so hidden. It's any UX experts here? I don't. I've been wondering this for years. I still don't know how they haven't fixed it. But yeah. So this is, if you don't remember anything what I said, remember this. Okay, I think that was kind of my very short on how to do this, since this isn't rocket science. Thank you.
Do we have time for one question? Oh, now people feel self-conscious because I stressed them. We also have, you have to run to the plane afterwards.
Yes.
But perhaps we have
Yes.
a few minutes afterwards.
Yes, please, go
Here's
ahead.
a question.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for very inspiring tips here. Is there anything you would recommend us not to do? Are there any rules, what you shouldn't do?
Don't be an ass. No, but it's, so, yeah. Remember that even though you kind of want to gain from this is why you do it. There's a reason why you're building your network, because it helps you and your career. But if you think about it just like that, then it's going to show to the other person, and they're going to be like, oh, what do you want from me? Like, yeah, because it shows. It really does. And it goes both ways, because you need to bring yourself, and don't be fake. Also, that doesn't work. But, just be your genuine self, whatever that is, and be polite. But it's also like at a networking event, it's completely fine to tap on their shoulder and interrupt. I do that a lot. I said, hi, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can I talk to you for 2 minutes? So it's, but when you do it nicely, it helps a lot. Yeah.
Thank you, Emilia. Give her a big hand.
Add me on LinkedIn.
Our next speaker is also English, so I will introduce you in English as well. Or she's speaking in English. Kia Ostavani is Head of People Development and an expert coach for Talent Norge. Kia has been coaching for 20 years. She's been coaching top talent and leaders in various industries. And she has also been a coach for the Up and Up to programs. And she will be coordinating the coaching program from Talent Norge, and she's here today to tell you about what that program contains of. Welcome, Kia.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Yes, with pleasure. Nice to talk about coaching and to tell you more about what it is and why it's a great support for the talent. Have some of you already done some coaching before? I take it for a yes and no. So basically, we could say like coaching is mental training, right? You learn to understand how your mind works and the power of it. Our mind can really make us down, but it can also empower us. So in coaching, you learn to use the power of your mind, and also you learn how to set concrete goals, short and long-term goals, for your professional life and your personal life, to set goals and to reach them. And that the coach is helping you there. And we work also helping the talent to identify the resources that they already have in themselves to reach these goals. identifying the mindset that is needed and also the impact of the mindset that they have today and what kind of mindset they need to develop. And also we help them to develop new skills, not like technical or artistic skills, but more what we call soft skill, leadership skills, communication skills, collaboration skills. So the skills that he has mentioned about how to network, how to express yourself, how to know what you have to offer to the world. We're helping you during the coaching session to find that out. And I think that, the collaborative, when you work with a team, it's very important to be aware of the impact you want to have and how you can have the best impact on yourself and others at the same time as a team. So concretely, when you will be selected and when you will start the program, you will have opportunity to choose your coach. So we have a pool of different coaches that work with us at Talent Norge. They are different because we nurture the diversity. So you can find the coach that really resonates with you, who has a background and also the language that fits you. And then after, with the coach, you will work towards different arenas. First, the coach will help you towards the program itself, the UP 3.0, helping you to really get the best out of it, to unleash the potential of that program, and also to help you setting the goals, and also helping you with the mentorship. We are very different. Sometimes, talent comes and suddenly they get like a mentor and a coach, and they never had that opportunity before. So we can help you as a coach to get the best out of the mentorship as well, helping you to clarify your expectation that you have. And also sometimes to this mentor you're choosing, they can offer you big doors. So it's better to keep all the challenge and difficulty with us as a coach and to offer your bright side to the mentor, I would say. It also helps to work on the creative talent. We are not here, the mentor will give you creative, artistic guidance, but as a coach, we can help you to use your creativity to transfer problems. When you meet a challenge in your life, you need to be creative to transform it. So in the coaching session, we help you to use that in your professional life and your personal life, your creativity. And third big point is your career. During this program, you have the opportunity to, imagine how your career should look like from now to long time, and helping you to build a sustainable career where you're not burning yourself, where you can have the life, the personal life that you want to have, the family life. I see a baby coming here soon. So to really create a professional life that is aligned with your wishes from your heart for your life as well. So that is all the different topics that we're working with, and both on, as I mentioned, long term, but also short, something which is challenging, a negotiation that you have to make, and you need some, sparring partner, being aware to know clearly what you want from that negotiation and to be successful at it. So that was just a glimpse of it. And of course, once you will be part of it, we'll have an onboarding. You will know more about the different coaches. And you will have this individual coaching session and also one collective session to really build the coaching spirit from the start. So that's it for now. And if you have some questions, maybe we can take it afterwards. Tusen takk.
Thank you, Kea. Så som dere skjønner, så hele poenget med i dag å forsøke å friste dere til å søke. Og den som skal sette kirsebæret på den kaken, det René Hansen Mlodoveski, som var med i UP 2.0. René produsent i True Content Entertainment, og hun har jobbet med kinofilmer som Håp, Verdens verste menneske og Karpe-dokumentaren Vegg, vegg, vegg. Og vi har bedt René fortelle litt om programmet hun var med på, og hva hun sitter igjen med etter. Vær så god, René.
Hello, everyone. I will try to use some networking skills, saying hello, everyone. My name is René Mlodoveski. I'm a producer in, this a very new company called True Content Production Norway, and it's a Norwegian department of a bigger brand which is called True Content Entertainment. So I went to Åtte 2.0 with a director called Broa Valpor, and together we entered with a feature film called Europe, and it's just a working title, but we did not, even though we got a lot of help, we did not find a new title, so we're still working on that. But throughout the session, we were pre-pandemic, and entered this group of 12 people out of 90 applications. It was, quite amazing to find this a very talented group, I have to say. And we had one session where we met together, and just this one session made us connect really strongly, because the 2 years after that, we needed to communicate on the computers. But still, it was also so functional that we actually felt that we were very intimate. And it worked as good as it could get when having the computers and the Zoom going on. So, what we did was starting off with one session where we just introduced ourselves to each other. We got to know some people from Talent Norge, some people from the Norwegian Film Institute, and also some other people in the industry, which was maybe the jury in the selection, and other people that's producing or, directing in the industry. And out the 2 years to come, we were having we divided in separate groups and met with each other to talk about where we are in our career, what kind of struggles we had, and even just talked about the projects we were doing. And it was not selected by the projects. I was in a producer group. We were 3 producers trying to, discover how our projects was developing, and also maybe mentioning some issues that we were struggling with. Sometimes even just talking about what's happening with us personal life, because being in the pandemic, it was really, lonesome and weird. And I also had some sessions with the projects where we talked about the script development, and also just trying to see how the timeline for the project should be like. And one of the biggest and maybe the most important thing I got out of it, which was, Kea, which presented this before me, because I was also working with other projects while also going to this Åtte 2.0. And it was a lot of things going on in the projects. And sometimes it was really hard, because being a producer, you're very much alone, and you cannot talk about your issues with the director or the team. So having this coach, she helped me just, sometimes just to talk about how can I, negotiate, and sometimes even solve a problem, which was really heavy, about the economy and also the career to come, because I've changed companies, and I've done some, thoughts about what I want to do and how I want to do it and who I want to work with. So I have to say this was maybe the most personal development for me, to have this coach. And I even used, because Cecilia told about the scholarship in a way, and I used some extra hours to have Kea, not to have any other mentor, because it was really helping me a lot with just being safe in all the choices I made as a producer. And then when the pandemic was slowly going away and you could meet physically again, I just think that our group was really just not wanting to have interruptions with the industry. It was just nice to see each other and just finally get to maybe give a hug or just sit together and have some time together. But we also had some topics where we discussed representation, and we had a guy called Thomas Prestø, which is quite focused on this kind of themes, where we discussed how it is to be a filmmaker within these topics, or even just a filmmaker and not being able to, or sometimes you feel that you're put in a box. You just really just want to make films. You don't want to be someone that's representing the minority. You just want to tell stories. So that was really just nice to talk about really openly. And the Norwegian Film Institute managed to put us together and also have some dinners afterwards where you can socialize a little bit around these kind of topics. And we met with the industry and decision makers and financing sources, got to talk with HBO, Netflix, someone that's working with the collaboration with Netflix and NRK. It was a lot of people, which told about how they make choices on the projects, which was really helpful for some of us. And one of the directors in the group, she's making the first Sami Netflix show, so it's, in some way, I don't know if it started in our group, but still, it's so nice to see that when you got out of the group that you can follow each other and see that everyone has success. And out there, maybe your name is, headed and you're working with Netflix, but we have a Facebook group where we talk to each other all the time, and it just feels like we're little children celebrating each other and just cheering. And if I was to stand here and someone from my group was here, it would feel like I'm not alone, because I could watch someone like, hello, I'm here. I'm just telling a little bit of what I did. So it's very nice to have this kind of connection together when you're in this kind of talent group for just some years. And it will help you, throughout your career. I was mentioning that I brought this project. It's a feature film called Europe. What we got out of it was also using the scholarship to involve a script consultant, because we didn't find someone that maybe the director really wanted to work with in Norway. So I went, because it says from Åtte to Cannes. I haven't been to Cannes with my, as a delegate producer, I have not been to Cannes yet, but I was associate producing The Worst Person in the World. But because of Åtte, I went to Cannes to something called Impact Lab. It's kind of a network, place in the market where you can meet other producers and connect and even talk about, the environment issues and how you deal with that as a producer. We talked about just being different producers and met with some really well-known producers in Europe. One of them called Ada Solomon. She's from Romania, and she advised me to talk to a script consultant called Razvan Radulescu. He's been in Torino Film Lab as a talent consultant and, worked with great scripts, which is from directors that has been winning several awards in Cannes. And he came to Oslo, and we just had 4 days walking around with him and talking about the script. It was not anything I've been doing before. It was quite different kind of setup, but we got to know each other, and I think also for the director, it got to be someone I think he will work for or with for many projects to come. So that was really nice. Yeah, so getting out of Up, I still have connections with everyone in the group. I cheer for them, and I really feel that it's not all about the work. It's about what we do in our private life. And it's also just feeling not alone when you're standing in front of a crowd like this. And sometimes just seeing if there's any projects we can work together with in the future. And I applied with this project. It's called Europe, and I was really, crying and laughing because we got production funding from the Norwegian Film Institute. And I've never been so happy for anything in my life, I think. So it was great. And we made a teaser for the film. I just wanted to show you. It's not filmed yet, but it's just something that gives kind of a going to make, hopefully this year. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
ئاکەم ئەو سوورە لێنگ درێژەی دێ هەونیە باوە
نازانم بەڵام کارت بلینگ وشتی نەبێگە هەوو
Ja, hei.
Hei.
Jeg må bare beklage, altså. Jeg fant ikke den HDMI-kabelen jeg snakket om.
Ja, det går
Men
bra.
ellers funker alt fint. DVD, Blu-ray, 3D til og med.
Ja, takk.
Jo, bare hyggelig.
پێپرسە بزانە کارە دەکا؟
هەر لانکری کار دەکە.
باواش بڵێ هێندەشان هەیە موسیلێکی ناخێنەوە.
ما بس تعمل سيدي شنو خليته
وسط مو هندي شان هي تشان هي
Jeg tror vi ble enige om 500, ikke sant?
Ja. Polaket blir.
سني بيه
500 كرون.
شو بينصتيني أنا بضاني نجيب البنات بيناشني
صار 500 كرون قسم عن كردي.
الظالم رولا جام كتي بينصت بلا مو كاري كرده بخصش من كرده وكونا
Du bara 2 sekunder bara. Ja.
وش بويته وش اللي كابيته
يا ورا مالطا 2 دقائق.
Skal dere rundt?
أتخونات وين اشتوى بيبكي. إيران نروج كردستان تي بيدشكيني.
رولا جام فرق استكا كردستان دلسين رويش دلسين معاملة صار 5 كرون بيه وش اللي بتاع
صدق 5 كروني تي. باش بخون بقى كيبوي بزدكم.
Blir det rett?
Ja, vi bara snackar. Mamma, aj, mamma.
150 كورونا لا
What?
واتو ماتنا وقت أنا عندي يعني بقدر
Mamma.
Jeg er ikke helt sikker på om jeg er med på det. Det er en veldig, veldig god pris.
Ja, du beklagar uppförseln mamma.
بيدنك بمحملة كم تيجمتها بلا أوكي
Hva skjer her nå?
والله جام بلا أوكي أوكي
Ok.
Yeah. So I have to say another thing because I worked with Kaja Henk in Norwegian Film Institute and I was introduced to the game industry and I have to say I hope I will work in the industry in the future because it's just so wonderful and I really cheer for you everyone and I hope you apply because you're going to have a lifetime of experience and I also think you will have someone to support you while it's maybe a lot of difficulties happening and even just working with game is very, very fun. And good luck with everything. Thank you.
Ha det bra. Ok, da vi til siste del av programmet som handler om hvis det noen spørsmål, noe som har vært uklart, som dere ikke har fått svar på, så det nå dere skal spørre det. Hvis det noen på streamen som har spørsmål, så kan man kanskje poste i eventet, og så det kanskje noen som fanger det opp og kan bringe de inn. Men vi kan starte med vi som her. Jeg tror vi skal ha en mikrofon til de som har lyst til å stille spørsmål. Her det spørsmål, her fremme, og så der etterpå. Midt på, der.
Hei, jeg bare lurer på, det mulig for ikke-binære å søke også, eller det kun rettet mot kvinner?
Programmet mot kvinner, yes. Fordi det på en måte, statistikken jo menn eller kvinner. Hvis man har spørsmål om det, så tenker jeg kontakt oss, så snakker vi om det.
Yes, takk.
Der var det spørsmål.
Hei, la oss se om jeg klarer å spørre på en bra måte. Hvis du har et arbeidsnavn og ikke et ektenavn, eller til å bruke et arbeidsnavn, introduserer du deg selv da med det arbeidsnavnet ditt i stedet for det ordentlige navnet ditt?
Tenker du på nettverking, eller tenker du på søknadsskjema?
Søknadsskjema vet jeg at man må ha det ekte navnet sitt, men så nettverking.
Ja, nå kanskje det noen andre som har lyst til å svare på det, men da tenker jeg vi tar det i minglingen etterpå. Jeg ikke en nettverksekspert, og vår finske nettverksekspert måtte løpe til flyet. Men ja, vi tar en diskusjon om det etterpå. Ellen, hadde du spørsmål? Du viftet? Nei. Jo, der var det spørsmål, så går vi tilbake igjen.
Ja, da har jeg forstått det korrekt at vi søker 1. mars, og da starter det opp fra mai?
1. mars søknadsfristen, og så kommer det til å være intervjuer som foregår 8. og 9. mars, der det på en måte det siste hit tar vi samtaler med for å finne ut hvordan vi skal sette sammen programmet. Så får man beskjed senest 17. mars hvem som med, og så første samling 13. til 14. april.
Og så varte det i 2 år?
så varer de i da frem til juni 2024. Så 1,5 år på en måte løpet.
Det også innenfor programmet noe hjelp til for eksempel hvis man ønsker å starte egen tech-bedrift, fordi ofte som kvinner så kan det gjøre at man får fortgang på produksjonen innenfor spill?
Det ikke planlagt noe fokus på sånne rene oppstartstematikker, men som sagt så kommer alle søke inn med sine egne problemstillinger, og så kommer vi til å sette sammen en gruppe som på en måte vi tenker har bruk for hverandre, og så setter vi opp opplegget rundt det.
Jeg bare tenkte på, med søknaden, så var det nevnt at man kunne søke til prosjekt, men det rettet mot prosjekter hovedsakelig, eller at du som person skal kunne på en måte komme deg inn i en ny rolle, eller utvikle deg?
Godt spørsmål. Svaret ja og ja.
Okay.
Man søker inn med en personlig målsetting og med en kreativ målsetting. Og den kreative målsettingen skal være knyttet til et prosjekt.
Det skal være knyttet til et prosjekt?
Ja.
Ok. Så hvis man kanskje ikke har begynt på det prosjektet enda, og hvis man kanskje har lyst til å gjøre det prosjektet hos noen andre, det for vagt å søke inn med?
Hvis det finnes en idé om et prosjekt, så kan man jo søke med det som en idé til et prosjekt. Der kom det en hånd.
Kan typen prosjekt inkludere forskning og kunstnerisk utviklingsarbeid?
I utgangspunktet så tenker jeg ikke at det noen begrensning der, men la oss ta en snakk og finne ut av the fine print på hva det faktisk betyr. Det jo en del sånne problemstillinger som dette som litt vanskelig å ta på sparket, og det derfor også at det fint. Nå har vi 6 uker til søknadsfristen som vi kan ha denne type diskusjoner. Så hvis dere sitter med denne type spørsmål, så det veldig fint å ta kontakt tidlig, så den ikke kommer flyvende dagen før søknadsfrist, som sagt. Men det et godt spørsmål som vi må finne ut av.
Hei.
Der, ja. Hei.
Kan man søke om man studerer spilldesign nå?
Nei, det ikke rettet mot studenter. Det rettet mot den profesjonelle bransjen. Takk for mange gode spørsmål. Er det noen som har et øye på den feeden som ser om det noen som har postet fra streamen? Ingen spørsmål der ennå. Bra. Da virker det som at vi har dekket inn mye. Som sagt, når dere begynner å kikke på søknadsskjema og utlysningen og få flere spørsmål, så tar dere bare kontakt. Og så vi her frem til 4:00, så ta en kopp kaffe til, ta en veldig god kjeks. Snakk med oss, snakk med hverandre. Snakk om dette med nettverking, som vi ikke kunne svare på, som jeg ikke kan svare på. Og tusen takk for at dere kom. Veldig fint å se så mange her. Jeg håper veldig mange søker. Jeg tror dette blir en helt unik mulighet, og jeg gleder meg masse til å starte. Takk for at dere kom.